Hello.
Judge, may I approach?
Yes, how's the leg coming along?
Good. I actually have my last surgery scheduled for next Friday to remove the hardware. And I should be all good to go.
Awesome. This in the system.
Mhm. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too.
What? For like 2 weeks. Well, Dillingham was, they had it set to get their office.
Yes, yes.
We're getting the paperwork ready on Ayala,
All right, thank you.
just letting you know, Judge.
All right, thank you. Yes,
If there is one, it's not in our evidence management system.
all right.
Yes, there's one. We're getting the paperwork again.
All right, Norma, if you can have Joseph Stateson come back, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Oh, it's. Oh, okay.
Eating that shoot one.
Yeah, yeah, it's less pressure in this one. This is a nice one. It's got like the little plastic in it. You did? I have like 1,000. I have like 1,000. Office for it. This is so far.
It is, I know that one.
Oh, yeah, because you're in that building with a package, right? Just like sometimes you just look at the package.
I thought it's not.
They say like a year and a half, it's just it's like who's gonna get to the hard steps.
Oh,
You know,
really?
like, it's like a intuition. So, you know, like we could all make it there. Feel more nice. Love it. Is that your Oh,
Of course, it's with Wednesday. And then it
love that ice
was on the second, and then it's
Okay.
here, and then it's the
cream. With
25th.
egg or with?
No, it's the
brisket?
15th. Many people have to do something from person family from the sun and
Do you
the
ever do that
it's
too,
military for the if they wasn't that they go to the couches.
They do.
Just jumping from back and forth. My brother
Yeah,
was putting me in the kitchen and
Catch on.
Two in the bottom, two on top.
that's what I was thinking. Funerals going.
Signature.
Yes.
Sure.
Will.
And when y'all are ready, just let me know.
Cooper. Jerry Cooper Judge.
All right, Sherry Cooper? Yes.
No, that's Sherry, not Gary. I mean,
Hello. And let me just look at something on the system.
Since we figured out, maybe that. There was one, possible deal, but she's a British citizen, so I gotta get.
Oh.
All right, so you're here requesting that the bond be reinstated?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, who's the bondsman?
It is, Aladdin Bill Bonds.
All right, did you all call Aladdin to see if they want to be back on it?
They would.
No, 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 I need, that's good.
I have not, but if there's a problem, I just need a bond set. I'll reinstate. This is my fault completely.
No, 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 if you'll call Aladdin and see if they want to be back on the bond, then I'll reinstate the bond.
Okay.
All right, I've read your motion, and I'm assuming the states you have no problem with reinstating the bond? All right, so if you want to call Aladdin, see
Yes,
if they
ma'am.
want to get back on the bond. If they say no, then I will put the bond at what it previously was.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
just have a seat.
Okay.
Sure.
Afternoon, so I think Carlos Benavides.
And Deputy Laura? I think, is she okay?
Oh, that's Renee's client.
Okay. All right, Carlos Benavides.
Hi, Judge.
Hi, is he out here?
He's here.
Oh, come forward. All right, and that is the third or fourth time that person has been coughing, and it's not your normal allergy cough. So do we have an extra mask for this gentleman here?
We have that.
All right, if we could get him the mask, the flu and COVID is running rapid. It may not be of help to us, but then again, maybe it will be.
Flu vaccine and then got the flu.
I'll counsel you on this side. I will tell you, the first time I took the flu vaccination, because I really don't take a lot of meds, I was extremely ill. But then the second time I took it, my mom was like, take the vaccination. I'm like, okay. All right, so where are we on this case?
Mr. Benavides has a pending felon in possession case that has not been indicted, going on like 5 months now. But he does have a case that's been indicted. We're going to plead it out, I would assume. But the state hasn't indicted the other case, and they want to indict it.
All right, so do you have anything on the felon in possession charge?
A warrant and a mag packet and an IDR. And if I remember correctly, that's all.
That's all?
That's all.
And this has been out there since when?
Since his initial arrest, 5 months. 5 months ago.
All right.
And
so-
the other case was same day. So I don't know why one got indicted and the other one didn't.
All right, so this is what I am going to do. Counsel, are you available to come back this week?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to recall this back on Thursday. That should give the state plenty of time to see what's happening with the felon in possession. All right, Norma, on Benavides, if you recall this for February 13th, and state if you'll make sure to have some information on what your plans are with that other case.
Yes, sir.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back.
Thank you.
You're
Judge,
welcome.
can I be back at 1:30 on that day? My morning is really, I'm in Comal
Yes.
County.
Ms. Ferguson, if you put him down for 1:30, but here's the thing, we'll probably be in jury trial. So you need to be here exactly at
I'll be here at
1:30.
1:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Deputy Laura, are these all of the inmates?
Yeah. We only have one downstairs still, Judge.
All right. And who is that who's downstairs?
Manuel Herrera. He's Tony Hernandez's client. Oh, he's
Okay.
not here. Yeah.
Real time credit. We'll go to the back.
Oh, wonderful.
No, it's not on calendar.
All right, Lindsay Hernandez, and then after Lindsay Hernandez, it'll be Johnny De La Rosa.
Manuel Herrera. Women Harris Herrera. Herrera Harris.
See? All right, we have a violation report.
Yes, sir.
State, have you had a chance to review the violation report on Lindsay Hernandez? Thank you. So how are you doing?
I'm good, miss.
All right, what have you been up to? How's life been treating you?
Just trying to make it and just still going to like the appointments for mental health, and I have an appointment with Social Security in 2 days. And I'm on the list for housing, pretty much that's about it.
Okay. All right, that's good. I'm glad you're on the list for housing. So do you have a safe place to stay though?
For the meantime, I'm still like back and forth with my mom or whatnot. I haven't went to Haven for help, but that was just the option.
All right, why are you back and forth with your mom?
She works and stuff like that. I still haven't gained her trust, I guess.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
All right.
I'm working on it.
Well, one of the ways to regain her trust is not to be back and forth. I know that sometimes, and I've had clients before where their parents said they can stay with me, but I can't have them in the home by themselves.
Yeah,
And so I would always tell my client, your trust right now with your family is less than zero. You have to build that back up. So just live with the fact that if they're not in the home, you can't be in the home,
yes, ma'am.
but don't do the back and forth, back and forth. Okay? All right, so here's the issue. The issue is they're saying that you tested positive for meth and they want you in lifetime recovery. And they're saying that you declined.
No, ma'am. I showed up to the appointment. I'm not sure, she hasn't called me. I did leave her a message.
Well, no, it says here, please be advised, the defendant reported for intake with lifetime recovery on January 16, 2025 and met TDI and ASAM level 3.5 placement for treatment services. However, the defendant declined detox during interview.
Detox.
Mm-hmm.
I know that she told me that she was gonna put me like to see if I could go to the inpatient or the outpatient. That was the last that I know.
Let me ask you this.
I don't
This is
think-
where trust comes in.
Okay,
We're not on the record. This is pretrial services. This is me setting conditions so you can be successful.
yes,
If I drug test you today,
yes.
do you want that?
If you.
Is it going to be clean?
No,
See, and that's the problem with this. They're saying it's not clean. And that's the problem with your mom. And
yeah,
that's why she doesn't have the trust in you.
yes.
So-
I'm sorry.
You need to be at lifetime recovery
Yes, ma'am.
and you need to be in their inpatient program.
I'm willing to go.
All right, you, counsel.
It's my understanding, Judge, as per my client, and I have no reason to think otherwise. She's always been wholeheartedly honest that she did the inpatient one and she was trying to follow up to see the next steps. And she has yet to make that connection to get into the next phase to do potentially inpatient.
All right, we're gonna get you connected. Let's get her connected today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I can call Lifetime.
All right, and we'll call lifetime. You're gonna remain in court. He's gonna call lifetime recovery.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, Johnny De La Rosa.
Ready, Judge.
Yes.
Judge, my client's rejected the offer, would like to be put on the trial docket.
All right. Y'all want to go to trial tomorrow?
No, Judge. I am not prepared. I've got a bunch of witnesses that I'm gonna have to get. I think this was our plea bargain deadline. We were here last week, but we got recall due to the emotional outburst.
Mhm. Here's the thing, there are no emotional outbursts in court. You understand?
I understand.
Judge, I was gonna request, I've got Mr. McKinney, the back-to-back trials on the March 4th with you.
Yes.
So I was gonna see, the following week, I'm going to New York. If we could do the week of the 24th of
All right.
March.
All right, if you confer with Ms. Ferguson on a jury trial date
Uh,
and make sure that I have the acknowledgement of discovery. And Mr. De La Rosa,
Yes,
today is the last day for you to work out an agreement with the state. Your counsel is telling me you want to have a jury trial. There will be no further plea bargain agreements that will be accepted by the court unless it is with good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
I understand.
Your plea deadline date has expired.
Yes, sir.
All right. And defense, do you want a bench trial or jury trial?
I'll talk to him about a bench trial, Judge.
All right. And that will need to, well, let me do this. Because we already know what dates you're considering. I'm going to bring him back and he needs to let the court know whether or not he wants a jury trial or bench trial.
Okay, that sounds
All
fair.
right, Ms. Ferguson? Yes, sir. If you'll recall this in 2 weeks. And then what we'll do is because you're looking for a jury trial date in March.
Yes, ma'am. I think that McKinney case, he's insistent on jury for both trials and jury for punishment on both trials.
Okay.
So I don't know how long that's gonna take. He's the person who is very interested in the law library. So I figure that's probably gonna take us about a week to try those cases. I was gonna ask for the week of the 24th of March. That's the 2 weeks after that.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, for this, recall it for 2 weeks. And at that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you want a bench trial or a jury trial.
Yes, sir.
February 24th.
All right,
All right.
perfect. Thank you, Judge.
We'll be back on February 24th.
Thank you.
All
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir.
Yes. Yes.
No, you just need to sign anything, so.
Okay, I'm good. Okay.
Thank you.
What is that sound? Oh, okay. All right, thanks. I just felt it sounded like a humming. All right, are you all ready on Sherry Cooper? Has he made contact? All right, anyone else ready?
Judge, I signed a discovery note.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Sean, it's still warm for the printer. You know, when you would ever be cold and they would print something out, then you just. Oh. Like a warm blanket, right? Yes, it is.
Approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
I just talked with them and they are not gonna reinstate, so if you just set the bond back where it was,
Okay.
we'll take care of it. Could you waive the GPS fees on this for us?
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Hernandez.
Cooper,
Oh, sorry,
that's okay.
Cooper. Yes. All right, what was her previous bond?
30,000, understand?
All right, let me look up. Yes, it was previously 20,000.
20, okay.
Yes.
Stop this one, right?
All right, and then. So, council, so this is supposed to come back on March 6th.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Ferguson, if you'll make sure she has a March 6th reset form.
So cancel the contested for tomorrow?
He says that she's not a citizen. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. She's a British citizen.
All right, so
Get a Padilla.
we'll bring it back on March 6th, but it's
Yes.
already, it was previously set for March 6th, Norm. I don't know why there's a contestant. No, on January 30th, it's recall for March 6th, defendant not US citizen. Defense attorney to provide an immigration attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then I think her previous bond, according to this, was at 30,000 with GPS. And then somebody set it for 20,000.
Okay.
So I'll put it at the 20,000.
Yes.
And March 6th. Probation and state, March 6th is the contested date on this case. All right, anything else?
Well, just, so we're not, it's not test.
Oh, I
just to
know.
do the Padilla.
No,
So figure out what
if
we're
for
doing.
some reason you all decide that it's not going to be contested, then it won't be contested.
Okay. So
But
just-
it's set as a contested in case things fall through and people change their mind.
And Mr. Garahan has made us, you know, 2 different offers. And so once we get the Padilla letter, we'll know if we're going to, how we're gonna handle it. Okay. That's the issue.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Norma, if you could have the mat come down, please.
Yeah. That's okay. Okay, that was the last one.
Totally normal smile.
In discovery knowledge, we get a lot.
Hello.
I have this, so, our judge is out at the moment, I was just sign it, please.
All right. Let me see if he has any objections to my signing it.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Aaron, sorry, Aaron, because I'm thinking about my brother. Norma, could you call Judge Castro's coordinator and see if he has any objections to this court signing a dismissal? So we should see.
Absolutely. He, I believe, is out. He sent all of our cases to impact.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay. All right, we shall see. And what is your name?
My name is Jeff Young. Thanks.
All right, nice to meet you. Okay. All right, so if you'll just give us a moment, as soon as they text or something, we'll take care of it. Or if you want to see about another court, you can. But I normally don't sign dismissals for other courts unless they have already told me they have no objections.
I fully understand.
Okay, sure. Armando Orozco. All right, on this case, is there any applications?
No, Your Honor, there is not.
All right, court is calling 2025 CR 001482W, State of Texas versus Armando Orozco Jr. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Oh, Lauren left in for Mr. Orozco.
Andrew Bear Taylor, I can say.
And are you Mr. Orozco?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Orozco, did you review the document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that and entering this plea bargain agreement, you're giving up certain rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to have the grand jury review the evidence in this case and make it a determination on whether or not to hold you over for trial. Your attorney has certain rights too, in conjunction with your rights, and that is that once the state presents her with the information, 2 days must be allowed to pass, and also she has 10 days to prepare for trial. Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review the information with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented? Mr. Orozco, did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand by information you're charged with the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
We have discussed that. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment. Hello, Judge Castro. Hi. No, I'm not presiding. But yes. So do you have it? No, it's your prosecutor. Well, I shouldn't say your prosecutor, but a prosecutor. No, I'm assuming they are assigned to your court, but they're. So do you want me to sign this or no?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, all right, no problem. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, we're back on the record. So counsel, I'm so sorry. Has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
he does.
Do you believe he's currently confident and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is.
Mr. Orozco, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record. So with regards to the plea bargain, you all say there is no applications. Any objection to the court checking the box that there's no application?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. And here's the other question. You all have restitution to the complainant in this case. And I know, counsel, you had said that you all would like a restitution hearing, but if he's sentenced, they're going to take him.
Right, and we chose to kind of delay the restitution issue mostly so that we could resolve this matter today and the state could even have a chance to speak to the complainant in this case. If there's restitution owed at this point, it's unknown if there is any
All
restitution.
right, so he's being sentenced today, though?
We would like him to be sentenced
All
today.
right. We are back on the record. All right, Mr. Rosca, anyone threaten you, coerce you, or place you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
No.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 9 months in the state jail facility. There are no applications, and there is to be restitution, if any, to the complainant. And I'll also order no contact with the complainant. I mean, that's what's going to be added as a
Right.
part of your sentence.
No objection.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
No objections, Your
All
Honor.
right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witness statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to 9 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's to be restitution, if any, to Luis Cedillo. There's to be no contact with Luis Cedillo, John Martinez, and Michael Kevin Bush Jr. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. I know there, I think, is the presumption of the 80-20 sentence in state jail cases, but in case the court needs to order that also, we would just ask that the court order the 80-20.
Well, what I will tell you, what ends up happening is I'll receive notes from the state jail facility. And if he is availing himself of the classes that are offered there and rehabilitating himself, then the court usually grants that.
Okay. And I was recently informed by another court that the client actually, when they go to classification at state jail, also needs to request it.
Yes.
And so I instructed him to do so as well.
All right. All right. Anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You got to make better choices, or else, you know what I always tell people, and it's true. No matter what the price of eggs are, that people are saying that's too outrageous. No matter what, maybe there's not money to build a new school that people need. Maybe there's not money to pay teachers more. But guess what? Government will always find money to put people at the Bexar County Jail and put people in prison. And this whole thing where they say it's overcrowded, let me just explain to you. If you have a jail or a prison that can only hold 100 inmates, and they say if they go beyond 100, it's a violation of people's rights and it'd be overcrowded, and guess what? They're gonna put 100 more in that jail. Nobody's gonna say, oh, we can't put any more in this jail because that's no. So if you want to be one of those people to continue to be in an overcrowded facility, that's 100% your choice. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I agree. Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, have a good one.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Oh, yes. May I?
Sure.
I did have a client on the docket today, Jessica Garcia.
Mhm.
She was on bond. I believe she had 3 theft enhanced cases.
Mhm.
She did not appear in court today. I
Okay.
am here. I have attempted to contact her, but don't really have any.
All right. Is she on a commercial bond?
She is on a commercial bond.
Did you call the bondsman to see if,
Not called the bonds.
You wanna
but I'll
call
reach
them?
out to them.
all right, because otherwise, if not, I'll take this up now.
Yeah, I'll see who the commercial bondsman is. and
Okay.
I'll- and
All right, and
be
then
ready.
approach and I'll take it up.
Absolutely. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm trying to track down a dismissal. I signed by this court. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, the prosecutor left me. I think.
Hey, Judge, how you doing?
Hi.
We had a dismissal that was signed out of the 399th.
Yes,
Okay, everything was signed in it.
yes, I signed it.
We're good to go.
Yes, I think it was for multiple indictment or something,
Yeah.
or multiple counts.
The guy got acquitted, but then he still had 2 others, but we agreed to dismiss those in exchange for a PO. So,
Oh, yes, yeah, that's true. You're right. Okay. We'll see what happens.
well, hopefully he doesn't reoffend. I was
Mhm.
a third court appointed attorney to him. That's always a
Oh.
good sign. So, all right, thanks, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Jessica Marie Garcia.
You want to go call the bail bondsman?
I know, I'm just announcing in the courtroom. Jessica Marie Garcia. Benita Vasquez.
That's the one I sent you a text message on.
Manuel Herrera. Are there applications in each of these cause numbers?
No, Your Honor. And they're waiving the county.
All right, so are there any applications?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Wow. Oh, I thought these two were together, they're not. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 012060 State versus Manuel Herrera. Can I have the parties announced?
Second Galloway from the state.
Tony Hernandez on behalf of Mr. Herrera.
And are you Mr. Herrera?
Yes.
Counsel, you received all discovery. Did you review it with your client?
I have him.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Herrera, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, if you can have him sign, please. Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Proceed on count one and wait.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand in count one, you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Herrera, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to end this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count one. They're asking your punishment be assessed at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. There's $1,000 fine, no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in count one, how do you plea?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
State offers states exhibit number 1 of attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. All right, so why should I accept this? Is this 180 days judgment satisfied?
It is not, Your Honor. He has 102 actual days.
Okay, so why should I accept this offer?
Your Honor, he does have very limited adult criminal history. I believe this was his first felony. If I remember correctly, Judge. He's got a few misdemeanors, but that's about it.
All right, so how old are you?
44.
All right, I don't think 180 days is appropriate. And the reason being is because this lady comes out and her car is gone, and where her car used to be is just broken glass. I'm willing to go along with 1244 for him to be sentenced to Bexar County jail time, but I don't think 180 days is appropriate.
Okay.
So,
And just to let you know, he was homeless at the time and he understands that he was unauthorized. He was not authorized to use the vehicle, but he's not capable of stealing it. He said he doesn't know how to do that kind of thing. It was a broken steering column.
I should have taken it, but probably not.
And he cooperated with the officers, by the way.
yeah. I mean, well, I appreciate him cooperating with the officers, but did he really have a choice? They come upon him and the vehicle's listed as stolen.
But he does admit that he
Yeah.
didn't have permission to drive the vehicle. He explained to the officers right away what was going
All
on.
right, and so here's the thing. I understand people are homeless, but guess what? If everybody who was homeless decide to take somebody's car without permission, and if everybody who had a vehicle were to come outside their house and where their vehicle was, there was glass, we'd be in chaos.
I showed the ticket, but it was in the alley, like I said, and it was across from a church, but we're a abandoned house. I was staying at, but yeah.
So the house where you were staying at?
It was abandoned house and it was by his church, by this alley, and I wish I would put in a value for him. You don't need.
All right, I'll give him a sentence under 1244, but I'm not gonna give him 180 days. So if y'all want to discuss that.
We will do.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yes.
So I spoke to the bondsmen. They apparently had their own Odyssey experience and lost all information on her.
Oh, okay.
So they can't provide me any better contact information either. So at this point,
Okay, we'll take
she
it
is
up.
in the wind.
All right, court is calling. 2024 CR 012227 and 2024 CR 012228 and 2024 CR 012229, State versus Jessica Marie Garcia. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
I didn't speak to them. I
Oh, that's okay.
apologize. Okay.
Her client's not present.
No.
Yeah. For the state,
Jason Gary, Judge.
for the defense?
Lauren Lefton.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 2:38 p.m. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for Jessica Marie Garcia? Okay. All right, while the deputy checks, have you had any contact?
I have not been able to contact my client.
Okay. And let's see, she may be out in the hallway.
Oh.
All right, do you want to call Mr. Cox as a witness?
We keep running into each other.
Oh, we're off the record. Ms. Garcia, what? Ms. Garcia, you've made.
Different than I expected.
All right, we're back on the record. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Judge, she's not out there.
All right, state.
Since it's requesting a lawful for sure.
All right, the court will grant the state's motion. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
May I
Always
be-
good seeing you. Have a good
Thank
one.
you. Have a nice- So judges were invited.
No, bond forfeiture. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 012060, State versus Manuel Herrera. Have you all reached a new agreement?
We have, Your Honor, that's for 9 months.
All right, and what are you requesting as far as time?
9 months in Fairfield.
All right, if you all would like to initial that.
Thank you.
All right, so according to the plea bargaining agreement, then parties agree that punishment is to be assessed at 9 months in the Bear County Jail?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. As previously stated, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to $1,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent, give you credit for any time served, sentence you to 9 months in the Bear County Jail on 1244. There's to be restitution, if any, to Barbara Dumit, Doumit, and no contact with Barbara Dumit. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Herrera, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Okay, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right. We can go off the record. You're gonna have to do better. Being homeless, I understand homelessness. I understand when people are hungry, they don't have enough to eat. But the answer to that can't be to break the law. I mean, in San Antonio, I know other states too, but I know definitely in San Antonio, there are free places. If you have a drug issue, they have free places. If there's a homelessness issue, I know a lot of times people don't want to stay at Haven for Hope because they feel some kind of way about it, or don't want to be at the Salvation Army because they want their own place, or maybe if you're at the Salvation Army of Haven for Hope, sometimes people say, can't bring my pets, or people steal from me. But that doesn't mean that we descend into chaos. You understand? All right, when you're released from the Bragg County Jail, if you have a problem with homelessness, if you have a problem with drug issues or mental health issues, and you can't find a place to go, if you come back here, I'll pick up the phone, call somebody to help, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Judge. May I be seated?
Yes. Okay, you know what my brother sent me? Now, this is my younger brother, because my older brother is a Cowboys fan. He sent me a meme, I guess that's what it's called. And it's of
What's up? I can go fly up there
Yeah.
to the sky.
let me show you what he sent me. And my older brother thinks it's hilarious.
Oh,
Where it's the meddling kids, and they pull the mask off, and it's Dak Prescott, who was the Chiefs quarterback. I'm like, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong. But I, you live on YouTube. Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
but here's the thing.
Right.
Do
Can't
you
see what
know
I'm
now, there's a new scam out where
Another
people
new
are sending
scam?
you text messages saying that you owe a bill and you want to click on the link. So I just got a text message saying I owe a bill, and they want me to click on the link. So here's my question. Knowing what I know about the scam and knowing that I do not have any money, should I click on this link? So let's vote on it. Should I click on the link?
No, Judge, no.
Not gonna do it. But you know what? I am gonna call the number. Just,
So
I
many
mean,
scams.
you never know. You never know. Maybe I have won $1 million.
Too many scams. I can't keep up. So, well, I saw Steven on the, no, Steven from Dango. He was on a halftime show. Steven, no, what's Steven? Who plays Steven in Dango? It's called
Stephen who?
Steven from Dango. You know, when he said, Steven, you leaving?
But
You
let
can
me ask you
stay
this.
here if we call.
You're usually in Dallas in November. Now that everything is going to be released, are you still going back to
Well,
Dallas?
it still depends. I have to see it. Yeah,
We have to see it.
I may have to take a Mecca back to Dallas just to make sure everything is there with all the other folks. We have
All right, Cornelius, please don't get too close to the truth. I would hate to, you know what?
just the people. What happened?
Deputy
We
Laura,
went to Dallas.
I think they need to start a Lifetime movie. You know, they say Lifetime movies, Suffering Women's Channel. They need to start a Suffering Men's Channel. And then I don't want to have a law named after you, Cornelius, the Cornelius Cox Law.
yeah. He went to see what happened in Dallas and he never heard from him again.
Well, I'll send Mr. Goins and Renee to find you.
Never heard from him again.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to take up the next case as soon as the court reporter gets water.
Sure.
But you know,
But if you hear something in Morse code, ping, ping, dum, ping, dot, 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 then you know that I'm somewhere in Morse code and I'm trying to get help.
let me just tell you, if it's a Lifetime movie and you're doing Morse code, you know what my role is going to be? Does anybody hear anything? And then Deputy Laura and everybody's going to say, no, Judge, nobody hears anything.
On your computer, you can see that dot, dot, dot and dash. What is this for?
I'm going to call IT to come over.
Dot and dash, dot and dash. Hey, you've been trying to tell us something for the last
3
15
years. But if you do that, IT may come over and just say, we're going to get you a new computer.
Who's that movie?
His space. Texas, I played in golf at the game. What's his name?
McConaughey.
McConaughey plays with this group, it's science fiction.
Matthew McConaughey was in a science fiction movie?
Interstellar? Is it Interstellar?
Interstellar.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Oh, Judge.
Do I need to watch that? Okay, I'm telling you right now, if you say I need to watch that, I'm in the twilight of my life. When I give up an hour and 30 minutes, I can't get it back.
He's deep. That's what when I said Morse code, dots in the dash. So
Renee, have you seen Interstellar?
On and off. Not really big into science fiction, and my wife is, and she loves it. Yeah, it's a good movie.
So if I only had an hour and 30 minutes left in my lifespan, and I've already spent it with all of my family, and I just have this an hour and 30 minutes just to throw away, should I watch Interstellar?
No, because it's 2.5 hour movie.
All right, thank you. So let's say I have 2.5 hours left. Should I watch it?
Do you have any other option?
No other options, just that, or either sit and drink lemonade.
Sometimes like,
You can drink lemonade while you watch the movie, so watch it.
You can watch the trailer, Judge, and see if you like it from there.
Gort,
Yeah.
Gort, Nicto, Gort, Nicto. If you know what that means, you need to watch Interstellar.
Wait,
Gort.
what'd you say?
Gort.
Flat tube.
Oh, Plastic, I'm sorry.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Plastic Nicto.
All of these sci-fi movies are just a ripoff of Star Trek.
That was before Star Trek.
No, not the Interstellar movie.
No, the flat tube
Oh,
Parada
yes.
Nicto. That was before.
Okay.
We're right here. We're right here.
You and Andrew are right there, but Andrew would not be able to survive a zombie apocalypse. So what does that mean? There are only a few people who would survive the zombie apocalypse. Deputy Laura is one of them.
So the guy will act as good.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 012461 State versus Miguel Ayala. If I can have parties announced for the record for the state. Defense,
Michael Dwight going to the defense, Your Honor.
and are you Miguel Ayala?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Mr. Ayala, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Okay, off the record.
Count number 2, Judge, is a state jail.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right. So you reviewed the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, you waived the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor. I believe state is only proceeding on count number 1.
Is that correct, state? All right, any objection to the waiver?
So, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Ayala, did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand your charge of forgery of a financial instrument as a 3rd-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe it, Your Honor.
Mr. Ayala, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at $1,000 fine, probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. Is there any restitution?
No, Your
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, there be any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be granted for a term of 4 years. There'll be 100 hours of community service restitution and no contact with Broadway Bank. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead?
Contest.
State any evidence.
And an exhibit.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation with your attorney? Did you understand it and cite it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, this has taken a little over 2.5 years to get this completed. My client's been on pretrial conditions this entire time. He understands the ramifications if he were to violate his deferred adjudicated probation.
All right, and the other identifications that he had that were not his, what is happening with that?
Two of those cards are actually not those I use them for my music. Like I have a band, so I have separate cards for that. So 2 of those are not. One of them, my friends give it to me. I make guitar picks. I card my fine over there. I cut them into guitar picks to play guitar.
I'm sorry, what?
I play guitar, so I put them into guitar picks. You know, like so. One of those cards is a friend of mine. He gave like he didn't use his cash app anymore. He gave me his cards so I could put it into guitar picks. 2 of those.
Wait, I still don't understand. So he can cut them and do what?
Guitar picks, Your
Guitar
Honor,
picks.
to play guitar with.
It's like a whole.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I didn't hear. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying.
There's like a whole bunch of like guitar shaped whole bunch of guitar and guitar for guitar picks.
Okay, so why did you do this?
Which part?
Forging a commercial instrument
Oh,
part?
that was, this COVID, I lost my job due to COVID, and then like, I had that breakup, and I just kind of like, lost everything pretty much. I was like, really like, like, I needed money at the moment, and my son's birthday was coming at the time. So I just did something stupid. I've never done anything like that before. I just went for it because, thought it might work. It didn't work out in my favor, obviously. And plus, I used to drink then, and I don't drink at all anymore. I haven't drank since September 2022, something like that.
Mhm.
So it's another thing.
Which is date of the
So-
off, that's the date of the offense, I believe.
So I don't understand why people, when they hit upon hard times, they feel as though the fallback is, let me just steal. And what I can tell you about banks is they always keep track of their money. Even if once upon a time, my mom went to the bank and she called me and she said, they didn't give me the right amount of money back. They shortchanged me. And I said, Mom, don't worry. They're going to know they shortchange you. They keep track of their money so well. And you know what ended up happening? They ended up getting on the phone and calling her and saying, we're so sorry. We shortchanged you. And guess what? Banks, I haven't worked at a bank, so I don't know how they do it. But if someone is overpaid or if someone is shortchanged, they immediately will know it, and they'll immediately know which cashier it was and when it went missing. Now, I've worked at retail stores before. They'll be able to tell you which shift it is on, but they wouldn't necessarily be able to tell you it was cashier Boyd or cashier Jones. They'll be able to tell you during this time frame, that's when the register is short. Normally, they would make you close out your register and bring on the second person. So this made no sense. And then the other person that you took it from, they were waiting for that.
I mean, I didn't even
Think about that.
Yeah, because I've never done anything like that, so I just went for, like, I didn't even think about like the whole like having their money or how like doing their accounts or anything, any of that stuff.
Here's the thing, when you're thinking about doing illegal things, start thinking about the person who is going to impact.
Yeah.
Right? And I always tell people all the time, because this is what my mom told me, my grandmother would always tell me, you can't build your happiness off somebody else's misery. And you were making that lady miserable. All right. 4 years deferred adjudication. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. If you were given a urinalysis today, what would the results be?
Probably dirty.
For what?
Wrong.
And what else? All right, there's going to be regular UAs, tests for levels. You're not allowed to use marijuana or drink alcohol while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Sure.
There's to be no contact with Broadway Bank. Do you bank at Broadway?
No, I used to check us. That makes it.
All right. 100 hours of community service restitution. How old are your children? Or do you just have one? Okay. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, community supervision. I'm sorry, the community service restitution hours will be waived. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. A TAP evaluation out of custody. And 60 sober meetings in 60 days. Probation. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you need something, let probation know. Your marijuana levels, they're going to test you and get a baseline. After that, your levels should be going down because you should stop using. If your levels rise, I'm going to get a report and I'm going to bring you back in here to discuss why your levels are going up. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you talk to probation and you need anything, just let them know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me, okay? All right, good luck to you. Thank
You
you.
just need to see the CLO on the way, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
My big excuse, Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank you.
good seeing you.
Good seeing you too.
And Ms. Abrams, follow tap results, but if they recommend inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. Robert, did you contact Mac?
Yes, ma'am, I sent him an email.
Oh, what was that? Or do I not want to know? Okay. All right, and Renee, whenever you're ready on your client.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Yes, if you may approach.
Sure. I didn't know you're all ready.
Oh, yes, Judge, no problem. I figured you're doing notes and things on nature from that, please.
All right, Ms. Hernandez? Yes.
So Judge, in reference to the questions that the court had, we did reach out to Lifetime Recovery. We're able to speak with the individual in the admissions office. And they stated that the proper procedure is for Ms. Hernandez to first enter detox.
Mhm.
And then from there, they'll be able to determine if she's outpatient, inpatient, or for different entities better suited to address her needs, Judge. It seems like at her previous meeting with the Lifetime Recovery, that she was a little confused as to the detox procedure. I don't know how well it was explained to her. However, in speaking about the detox program, which Center for Healthcare Services does have, and which Ms. Hernandez is connected to, she's amenable, willing to do the detox with Center for Healthcare. She has a case manager there that she reaches out to and speaks with weekly. And she states that my client has good communication with her so that they can set that up with a Center for Healthcare Services. So we're respectfully requesting that she had the opportunity to do that. She's been doing great things while on bond. She's been taking her meds as directed, meeting with Center for Healthcare Services. Is currently on the list for housing and is working on getting Social Security due to a disability has regarding mental illness. So we're respectfully requesting she be allowed to detox and then from there see what's available in the community to address her substance use as well as mental health issues.
All right, so State, are you in agreement with her going to Lifetime Recovery as a result of the violation report?
Yes, depending on results of the detox that she followed that treatment.
Okay. All right, then what we're gonna do is did they give you any information on how long they think it would take?
In terms of the detox program, Your Honor?
Yes.
I spoke with the person at Lifetime Recovery, the admissions officers. It said it usually takes about a week for them to be observed, to detox, to have a lot of the symptoms related to substance use leave the body, so they can get a good assessment of the level of need. And I do know that Center for Healthcare Service does have that detox program. I don't know how long it would take for her to get into that program, but they stated it shouldn't be too difficult for her to do that. So I suggested of my client that she be proactive and reach out to her case manager immediately and ask about that detox program when she can enter into that as soon as possible.
All right, so I'm going to recall this case for February 27th. And if she's in an inpatient treatment, she can appear by Zoom.
Okay.
If she's not in an inpatient treatment, she needs to be here.
Yes,
And
sir.
with regards to the violation report, I'll follow the agreement that's been reached by parties. I'm going to order that you go to Lifetime Recovery. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And is there any other confusion from you on what that means?
No.
All right, so here's the thing about using. These are just facts. I'm not trying to frighten you, but you never know what you're going to get when you use. Sometimes somebody went to sleep on the job. Sometimes people didn't pass chemistry class. Sometimes people don't care. They're upset about something. They forget to do something. Don't be that person whose a body is found in a grassy area and they're trying to identify it. And then it turns out that's your body. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Lifetime is a very good program. Your counsel can tell you about that and they can really help you. All right, so once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello, Joseph. Sure. And Norma, if you can give him his violation report on his client.
What judge, I'm sorry.
Joseph States and his client. That's what he's supposed to be here for.
You thought that was set for today, Judge?
No, I haven't signed off on it.
Oh, okay.
He called me earlier today. It's on bond. And I do see that he did pick up. And it's not indicted. Judge,
Yes.
on Manuel Chavarria, I had very good contact with him. He's been on bond. He's appearing for his misdemeanors. He's scheduled February 25th for a misdemeanor. I would just ask that if you were to issue, if you were going to look for modifying his bond,
You want to confer with the state?
I would hope that it would not be remanded.
Okay.
Because he's actually been.
All right.
The inmate, if I can get his last Mohican file to the judge, please. It's gonna be on Paul Marvin Smith. Paul Marvin Smith.
Paul Smith,
Yes, Your Honor.
come down. All right, so on this case, is there a body cam video from Castle Hills?
I reached out to the police department and they didn't own body worn cameras at the time, and so as such, there is no body worn camera. There is dash cam video and that's been turned over.
That's correct, Your Honor. When we received the dash cam video and in reviewing said dash cam video, you cannot see a body worn camera. So I do agree. We don't believe that exists at this time. However, in looking at the dash cam video evidence, we do have issues regarding the legality of the search. I did file a motion to suppress evidence, Judge. We would like to be heard on this whenever the court is available to hear it.
All right, so state, when would you like to do a motion to suppress? And is it dispositive or no?
I mean, Judge, it's a pretrial motion. I don't anticipate that even if it's granted or not, it would dictate the measures of what he would accept in terms of a plea bargain. If the Your Honorable Court would rather prefer to run with trial, we have no objection to that. But we do think that there are significant issues with the search. We don't believe that there is any legal basis for the search. And my client has respectfully requested to bring this issue to the court so the court can decide as to the legality of the search.
All right. State, have you had a chance to review to see if the search was legal?
Yeah, Judge, I reviewed it here in docket today and I believe it was. I had proposed to Mr. Munoz, maybe we could do like a forward motion to the court, but do some pressing in my hearing.
All right, how many officers would this be? All right, how long do y'all anticipate it taking?
Anticipate very long. We could probably, I would assume just knock it out maybe like in an hour and a half to 2 hours, perhaps in the afternoon.
Okay. So when y'all want to call and see when your officer is available and confer with Ms. Ferguson, if it's going to be in the afternoon. Norma, do we have anything that is any trials at the end of this month? I would say February 17th, however, it's a holiday.
Oh, that is true, Judge. I forgot about that. Yes. Court has availability the week of the 17th. I would not be opposed to that, or at latest the following week. Client has.
We did the 27th just because on the 20th we have another pre-trial motion to suppress that afternoon, Thursday.
Okay.
We have no objection to the 20th.
I can do the 27th, Judge. I have a trial set on the 24th and one on the 25th.
What trial is
I
this
have
one?
2 cases on the 24th.
Right, so at the latest, it'll be a motion to suppress on the 28th.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further from defense.
All right, we'll see you back on the 28th.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe excused?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge Boyd.
you're welcome. Have a good one. Smith? Yes.
I conferred with ADA Garahan. And I believe the state's position would be to pull back the PR bond. Sorry, let me give that to you.
All right, so you say you're in contact with your client?
I just spoke with him. He's a father. He has children, at least one child. He's been working. He has court February 25th. Previous to that, he's appeared in County Court 12. He's never missed a setting.
Mhm.
Although I think he only had one setting though. It was in January. And I'm just asking if the PR bond could still be
status.
I don't think you ever called this case, Judge.
Oh, we're not calling it.
Okay.
It's just.
We're not on the record.
No, no.
Judge, with we looked previously and don't have drug labs yet. It's a PG2. It shouldn't take 2 years, but your guess is as good as mine in all honesty about how long it would take.
All right.
If we do bring it in, we could possibly work something out. I mean, if it's gonna be a plea or not. Because there is a misdemeanor and then the 2 felonies total, right?
2 felonies total
Yeah.
and 1 county court 12 case, which I think in 12,
CW?
yes.
Yeah, I mean, we should be able to work something out. I mean, if it's workable, I mean.
All right, so. They have him as being in non-compliance because he was re-arrested, so are both parties in agreement to leaving him on his PR bond because the labs are not in on the other case?
I mean, the state's position is not to keep them on a PR since they did pick up something that you're the judge. But of course, we'll defer to the court.
No, actually, it's just a rearrest. So the offense date for the 2000.
I guess it's 2023.
Oh, no, you're correct, it is now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it for a hearing.
Okay.
What is the date constantly request?
February 25th.
Normus on this, we're gonna set it for February 25th.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll set it for February 25th.
Thank you, Judge.
Is
I
there
appreciate
anything
it.
else?
I'm sure I have some more stories, but
You can always come here.
Everything, yeah. Take care, Judge.
All right, thank you. And then, let the defense counsel know, I'm just gonna rule on these motions.
Judge, I think we're done.
Yes, we are done. We'll be back tomorrow, and I guess people are on a rodeo.
The only thing I want to see about tomorrow, Judge, what time, you want to pick in, like, in the afternoon and start testimony, or do you want to start testimony?
It depends on the level of felony. Just give me one moment. Let me put this in the system,
Mhm.
and then we will come back.
Okay.
And see if everybody's done a rodeo. You know, somebody told me that the chicken on the stick, which I don't know how you put chicken on the stick.
That's Fiesta, that's
Yeah.
not,
They said it's at the rodeo, and they said it's $17.
everything's $17 at the rodeo. Don't, I mean,
And they say children are
I
not
took-
admitted free anymore.
I took 3 10-year-olds on Saturday night. And
Okay.
by myself, and it was an moving experience.
All right, so I know this is bad for me to say it, but there's one person in this room, maybe, who's never been to the rodeo.
You?
Yes. Oh, you haven't been to- Thank you for not being, oh, there are 3 people.
I've been to like several recently. I've not only to San Antonio, but I've been to a lot of rodeos.
Have I? Oh, tons.
Yeah.
I lived in a small
I'll tell you, I'll tell you what though, you missed the boat because San Antonio Rodeo about 10 years ago was much better than it is now, I think. It was much better.
Sean, have you ever been to the rodeo?
Yes,
Be friends with the guys at the rodeo and so they got tickets each, so we could get down on the floor to see the entertainment.
Oh, wow.
Like down where the barrel race, everybody went out
Oh,
of,
yeah.
so we would get to sit down there.
Oh, that's
on the
awesome.
floor. I mean,
Oh.
all right, so I'm gonna go to the rodeo. We need to go to the rodeo at least once.
I
So
mean,
we
it
can
is
say we
fun.
went.
It's still fun. It's a good experience.
I've never been to the rodeo.
In San Antonio, Judge.
Is it a sin?
Yes, you've been here for over 20 years and you have never gone once.
Mahia, have you been to the rodeo?
I have.
All right, so no, here's the thing. Have you ever been to the rodeo and not worked the rodeo?
Yes, spent a lot of money too.
You gotta remember, like, if you lived here your whole life, that was like a big deal
Yeah.
25, 30 years ago. It was like, there's not much, Spurs, they suck. And then like, well, I guess the Spurs didn't suck.
And you never been, man. Ever been to the
I'm gonna say
rodeo?
40 to 50.
She's been here her whole life. She says she's never been.
She likes Greg.
All right.
No, Judge.
Euphoria. Should I sing? Should I rap the lyrics to Euphoria?
I'm not gonna.
All right, so I'm assuming you met the Grams.
I don't even, I've learned a lot in the last 24 hours.
Oh, wait. Well, you know what's so funny? I had zero idea what's going on.
I did
right?
too. I didn't
And the
know.
next thing I know, there's a comedian, I think his name is Joshua or either Joseph something. He used to be on Comedy Central. And so he's like, let's explain the beef between Drake and Kendrick. I'm like, there's a beef? I don't know anything about this. It's sort of like Blake Lively and Jason Baldoni. I'm like,
Nobody knows what it's got to that point where nobody knows what it really is.
And so then I said, oh, and you know who I think really started the whole thing? The hype men. Somebody would put something out, my understanding, Drake put something out. And then I think academics was saying,
Oh, yeah.
Kendrick, I guess you're not bringing anything, huh? And then Kendrick's like, you know, sometimes you can't call people out.
Like silently sleeping because it was like there's this whole backstory, right?
Oh, no.
where Drake and Jake were doing a song together, and it was like we're the top three, and we want to include Kendrick Lamar. in the
No,
top three.
I
And
see.
he was like,
Oh, you know what I see? I see two people kissing and hugging on stage. Yeah, I'm just quoting my lyrics. Yes. Okay, where's Mac? Hi. Oh, hi. So the attorney has the flu, but this person has warrants out. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were with Mac. We're about to perform a rap battle. And then people were asking what was Serena Williams doing. I'm like, if you know, you know. Yes.
I did my research.
Yeah, but I tell you what, we should take a court trip to New York for the Lively Baldoni thing, just to see we could learn something from the trial. Yes, we could learn some civil. I don't know, but I would catch up on my civil. It's been a while. Yeah. Yes, you may be excused. And I'm going to watch Interstellar, and I'm telling you, if it's 2 hours that I've wasted.
Oh, that show?
Well, no, it's supposedly something with Matthew McConaughey.
I'll tell you what, you have to be in the right frame of mind to watch it. It's sort of like Space Odyssey. You have to be in the right.
Oh, and see, I never thought of Space Odyssey. I know it's goes down as a classic, but I just wasn't.
Classic, it's like pretty much ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And you know, it's back when like they didn't have to tell you everything. They just sort of had to figure it out on your
Mhm.
own. It was really annoying when you're young. But then as you get older, some of those movies you have to figure it out by yourself.
Well, you know what movie I watched while I was packing? This movie called Bliss. And it's with Selma Hayek and what is his name? He's one of the brothers. Owen, one of the Owen brothers. What is his first name? Oh, is it Owen Wilson?
The guy with the weird nose?
Yeah. Owen Wilson. Yeah, it's one of the Wilson brothers, not Luke. Okay, that movie, I think people slept on that movie and didn't give it the proper critical acclaim it deserved, because I was watching it. I was like, I don't know, I'm sort of liking it.
You know, one that they did a time machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh, I did see it. It is.
It's just, if you grew up in the 80s, you love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny.
It was-
I thought it was great. Like all the, they had like all the, it just covered almost all the generic.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
It's an entertaining movie. It's not gonna win an Oscar or anything like that.
Well, maybe it should. Why do they not let comedies? I still think Army of Darkness deserved an Oscar. Oh. All right, so yes. I mean, I will, but this has been sitting out there for a while. And I know the attorneys is out with the flu. So I'll set it for next week. So if the attorney can't be here, could someone from MAC be here? Because it's an appointed case, correct? Or is it a hired case? right. All right, so if someone from Matt could be here, Norma, can we recall this next week? All right, let's do it the 20th. That'll give him more time. Thank you so much for coming over.
Yes,
All right.
and I will say, I think that on the 20th, most people from the MAC will be out in a conference.
Oh,
So,
all
I
right.
guess the 20th and 21st.
Okay, maybe Zoom. All right, thank
Okay,
you.
just wanted to let you
All right, I appreciate it. Have a good one and go to the rodeo.
speak up, right?
Not knowing what it's. Oh, see, I agree with her. She,
Area where all the kids that actually like are with the FFH and all that. stuff.
but my understanding, but the llamas will spit on you.
I think the llama said with the petting ones.
And she, I think she.
They don't fit anymore.
It's gonna snow.
Okay.
But the little goats are going.
Okay, I love the little goats.
Hit down like three goats, like, hey, what's up, all over me. I was like, oh.
Okay, I may just have to go to see the goats.
And I would suggest during the day.
Okay.
If you go, if you want to go to the actual rodeo, and like tickets for the actual rodeo, the inside part, I would try to get it like on a noon one on a Saturday or Sunday. Because then you get down there, you can enjoy it, and then after you can walk around a little bit, and then you can leave. Because if you go at night, you'd have to get there before, because after the performance and everything, everything's closed. Everybody just leaves.
So here's my question.
Pretty much, if you go to the concert after the rodeo, it's all, when you walk out, it's all closed down.
So here's a question, and I always say there is no such thing as a dumb question, or at least the only dumb question is the question that is not asked. Where's the rodeo located?
Center. Where they-
Oh.
They call the rodeos, road trip for the
Mhm.
furs, because they take over the arena for the 20 days, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Freeman Coliseum is next door, and they used to be the Freeman Coliseum where they had all the rodeos, but when they built AT&T Center or Frost Center now, that's where they have the indoor rodeo.
Okay.
And it's, I mean, it's a nice venue to see the rodeo.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting, Judge, is that the dirt gets recycled, right?
No, yeah, they keep the same dirt. It's been the same dirt.
Mine knows all the
20, 30
history of
years.
the dirt.
So it's been the same dirt for the like 30 something years? Well, it's not good dirt because it's good dirt if it has worms.
Well, and they go put it in like a field and they cover it, but then they uncover it sometimes, so it could get like sunlight.
Is there no mold? Isn't that mold or something if you're covering dirt?
Well, they cover it and then they uncover it.
Okay.
So that it doesn't get too damp, and then they uncover it so it dries out, and then they cover it back up so they don't lose dirt.
I wonder how much someone is paid to make sure that dirt is covered and uncovered.
They have the rodeo commission. That one lady, our victim,
Mhm.
that